Hi, it's Nighttime Clash here with my first ever GBL video. If you guys aren't familiar with me, I have played a lot in the Play Pokemon tournaments, currently number 4 in the world for World Championship points, and also am casting a couple of tournaments in the Play Pokemon circuit as well. Recently, I went on a 10-0 run to take me from 2900 ELO all the way up to 3050 ELO, which is on the leaderboards as we see right below me with this team on the right. And we're going to be going through a couple of the games right here on this video and going through all the leads and how we can possibly play out of them. Hopping straight into the first battle, we are going to be going into a bit of a negative lead against Melmetal. Because they do have access to Thundershock, they will be doing super effective damage to our Tapu Fini, and they could, of course, have Thunderbolt. We're just going to get off the Surf right away. Melmetal, not too bulky. We will be able to do a lot of damage onto them with that Surf. And now, big call here. Do we shield? No, we shield up the double Iron Bash, and that kind of hurts. Slurpuff here is a huge core breaker for this team, but we are able to catch the Energy Ball onto our Skarmory. Now, we do not want to take that super effective Flamethrower from Slurpuff, but we can actually eat up one and just go for the full Steel Wing down here. Flamethrower really does hurt, but we are able to come up with a ton of energy to deal with this next Pokemon that they bring in. Of course, they could be bringing in the Melmetal. We lose the charge attack priority, and this is going to be a huge problem as we lose all that energy that we banked up onto our Skarmory. Next, they bring in Weezing, which isn't great either. Weezing has access to Overheat. You're going to see with this team, we have a lot of trouble dealing with Pokemon with access to Fire Charge moves or Fire Fast moves. So we see here, shield to overheat correctly. Now, we've got to go for the drill run. Calling the Acid Spray is their win condition, so going straight for this drill run, do the opponent line through? They do, and that does big damage to the Weezing, and the opponent concedes the game. Next battle, we should be going into, we have Tapu Fini into Flygon, which seems like a good lead on paper because we are a fairy into a dragon, but Flygon with access to Scorching Sands gets that move in just 6 mud shots. Going to be very strong, putting pressure onto our Tapu Fini. In this matchup, of course, we just hold on to our energy here. The opponent tries to make a catch on from that Surf, but we patiently hold on to our energy, and we're just going to stay in here because we know that we can take out the Azumarill with 2 Moonblasts. And basically, this allows us to then align our Skarmory onto the Flygon in the front instead of onto our Tapu Fini or a Escavalier. We are able to get the shield, and then we make it to a Moonblast, which is enough to take out this Azumarill from here if they do not commit that second shield. So we are able to flip switch advantage by staying in with that Azumarill on to the Tapu Fini. We go into our Skarmory, and now Skarmory mirror matchup. Because we are ahead on energy, we should be able to come out of this with a advantage. We switch into the Escavalier, of course, just to soak up the energy and make sure our Skarmory is, again, aligned with that Flygon in the back. We can easily tank one Sky Attack, but these Drill Runs and Acid Sprays are all going to be resisted. So we're just going to be mostly relying on that neutral counter damage onto the Skarmory. Do we reach another move? We do. Their only win condition, of course, is to Steel Wing down and come out with the Brave Bird. But we take out that Skarmory, and we should be able to take this game as the Flygon concedes the second match. So far, pretty good set as we go into our third game. This is a huge core breaker. Whimsicott, not too great for our Tapu Fini, but not really great is the Turtonator as we go in with the drill run, hoping that they let it through. Will this take out the Turtonator? It's just not enough. But we do have the main problem for our Skarmory out of the way, as Fire type is terrible for this team in the back, as we're horrendously weak to it with the Escavalier and the Skarmory. We managed to take it out. This Whimsicott, though, has access to Grass Knot. This would take out our Tapu Fini, of course. We have to respect the damage, but we can make it to a Moonblast, which threatens to take out the Whimsicott. The opponent is going to give us a shield here, actually, as they want to make it to another Grass Knot, but we just simply try to go for the catch. They bring in the Dragon, and it appears Turtonator was their only Skarmory answer, which we baited out with that Turtonator. Sky Attack, unable to land on the Dragonite, and they're trying to make it to 2 superpowers. I elect to no shield the first one because shielding a Dragon Claw I feel like would be a lose condition here. We shield the second one because it's got to be a superpower, and now we try to Steel Wing all the way down and make that Brave Bird on the Whimsicott. They do go for the charge attack priority, Is this a Moonblast? It is not. It's just a Grass Knot, and we are able to go for the Brave Bird and take out the Whimsicott. Again, very difficult lead because, again, S-Cap doesn't have any charging pressure against it either, other than the Acid Spray. But, yeah, we make it out of this one and go into the Berserker. Initially, this seems like a pretty okay lead, but they do have access to the new move Trailblaze, which is going to be doing super effective damage to us. I'm not too sure how much this does, so I have to shield it up. We go for our Surf before he gets to the next Trailblaze, of course, and we are able to most likely get a Shielder because that would be taking out the Berserker. Another Trailblaze coming through. I feel like we have to respect this, but we actually let it through and elect to counter down with the Escavalier. Does the opponent allow it to happen? No, they do not. Bring in the Azumarill, and we'll go in with our Skarmory. Skarmory, pretty good into Azumarill, in my opinion. Seems like more of a neutral matchup, but I feel like because we can reach these Sky Attacks so much quicker than they can reach a Hydro Pump or an Ice Beam, and we can, of course, land a Brave Bird if needed to do so. I feel like here we could have gone for a Brave Bird, but we don't, and we can actually just get the Steel Wing down. So this is going to put us with just enough energy to get to that Sky Attack for that Berserker, taking it out here. And now our S-Cap hopefully has a good matchup in the back. It is a Whimsicott, and this is not good because, again, our Drill Runs don't do anything. Our Acid Sprays are our main source of damage, and here we cannot afford to actually go for another Acid Spray, I feel like, because if we do and they call it, it might not be enough to take out, and then we could lose the game. So we actually do go for the Acid Spray. They do shield it up, and I don't know why that ended off so quickly, but I believe we did win that game, so sorry about that. Next, we go Tapu Fini into Tapu Fini. We are ahead by one Water Gun, so we can go just for the Surf here. I actually didn't build up to the Moonblast, which is a big mistake. They do not even know the energy counts or didn't really trust their own instincts there, so we are able to get a shield off. We switch into the Skarmory, as now Tapu Fini is within Sky Attack range. We just go straight for the Sky Attack, not trying to get ourselves... and it looks like I did go a little bit over on energy, so we're just going to have to give up our Tapu Fini there, or our Skarmory to the Tapu Fini, sorry. But we now come in with the S-Cap, assuming that because they have a Fairy type, they might be a little bit weaker to fighters within the rest of their team. Let's take a look at what their backline is. S-Cap now into S-Cap Violence. We will be able to land our first Drill Run, and next Drill Run is pretty threatening of KOing their Escav. So we go for that the Drill Run. Let's see if we are able to take it out. We just put it pretty low, and that is a charge attack priority as well. So that is great news for us. It's just their aerial ace. We will be able to Water Gun down, and this should be just a good game here because we can land 2 Moonblasts and shield up their play roughs as needed. Hopefully we do not shield up an Ice Beam bait, as that could be a lose condition. Let's see what they go for. It is an Ice Beam, and now things are going to be really close. Can we make it to the Moonblast? We make it on the charge attack priority, and we are able to take out the Azumarill there for a very nice game. Water gunning down the Escavalier. So again, that should be one set. We are now going up against Zweilous with a very difficult lead. Steelix with Thunderfang, a huge core breaker for this team. We have to stay in because we can't swap an Escav, as that is our best answer. And Skarmory obviously wouldn't do too great either. We have to try to get off these Surfs before we get Thunderfanged all the way down. He goes for a Psychic Fangs now. We have to just let it go and hope we can make it to this next Surf, which we can. And this should be getting both shields from the opponent now. Can we get this counter down with the S-Cap before we take a move like an Earthquake or a Crunch? I decide to just let this go and put it on the Skarmory, because if he has this Mon in the front, he can be too strong against the Skarmory in the back, and that is exactly what we find out here. Zweilous brings in the Como-O, goes for the close combat, big Hail Mary move, and we are able to take the Como-O out with the Sky Attack. Let's see, he brings back in the Steelix. Can the Steelix get that Thunderfang and Psychic Fangs damage onto me? It appears he can, but it goes for a Breaking Swipe trying to debuff me and gets Steel Winged all the way down and just forfeits the match. It looks like he was not too strong against the Flying type in the back. Next game into Escavalier, pretty good lead because we do resist those counters, and Surf is obviously pretty threatening to the Escavalier, threatens to one-shot it. They go straight for the Drill Run. I like that play, not baiting with the Aerial Ace. We're just going to build up right before they get to their next Drill Run and throw off this Surf. Beautiful. Swap into the Skarmory and catch the next Drill Run. Trying to bait out a Fire type in the back, as we've often seen this with Turtonator and Azumarill in the back. Turtonator comes out, and here is a big problem. We need to land this Brave Bird, otherwise it's going to be pretty difficult to deal with. We do land the Brave Bird, and the Turtonator is going to get the full Incinerate down, but here is the problem. Because one turn fast moves come over charged attacks, we are able to sneak this one water gun through, and they will not be able to get this next charge attack because actually they don't even have enough energy. What am I saying? Azumarill comes in, and now it is crucial to get as much Moonblast damage off as possible because our Escavalier's drill runs don't do as much as these Moonblasts. So let's take a look. We do make the catch onto our Escavalier, so taking out that play rough from the potential Tapu Fini getting taken out, so we still have a little bit of energy there. They bring in their own Escavalier to try to make a catch. We counter it all the way down, and we take the game as the opponent forfeits the match. Now, moving into our last couple of games here, Toshiki Plus on the top side of your screen, leading into with a Haxorus. Haxorus not actually that bad in the Tapu Fini, as they do resist the water guns. Opponent does opt to swap into the Skarmory, and now we believe that we can just stay in here and get off some surf damage and hopefully come out and, get off some surf damage and come in with our own Skarmory, just to soak up all these flying type attacks onto our steel type and use that to our advantage as, well, it seems like our Tapu Fini still has energy and can fight the Haxorus later on in the end game, so can our Escav, so not a big problem. We come out with a move, we go for the Sky Attack. Is this enough damage to take out the Haxorus? It probably is, so they have to shield up. But we make a mistake and don't throw the second move. So let's see if this ends up costing us in the end game. They bring in the Ferrothorn in. Well, that is a good game. Ferrothorn cannot deal with our Escavalier. Moving into our next game here. Maybe we can keep picking up the good leads, but it's Tapu Fini into Azumarill. Again, a matchup that we are familiar with. The way I like to play this matchup is if I land a Moonblast, I can actually just go for a Surf on the second charge move as long as I shield one of their Play Roughs. So as you're going to see here, we shield up the Play Rough, and we're going to go for the Moonblast. Moonblast, if it lands, allows us to play out the ones, take a Play Rough, and then just go for the Surf once he's water gunned down to that range. Just going for the water guns here. He goes for a play rough, no problem. Tapu Fini easily tanks this, and we're just going to let it go lower and lower and lower and go for the Surf here. Beautiful timing right before he gets to the next move. Our Surf takes out the Azumarill. Now we have a little bit of residual energy to deal with the next Pokemon, which is Weezing. That is not good news for our backline, as even though Skarmory can give it, but we do make it to another move, and this will be pressuring the next shield from the opponent. They do elect the shield, and here comes the Weezing onto our Skarmory. Can we Steel Wing all the way down before the opponent makes it to overheats? We do call the overheat correctly, and we are able to get our Escavalier onto the Sand Slash. Can we tank a Drill Run, though, is the question. We do tank the Drill Run, get the counter down on the Sand Slash. Now, we got to get this Acid Spray off on the Weezing, and hopefully that allows us to Steel Wing all the way down. This is our last game. Can we take it? And it looks like we did. Overheat shouldn't be taking our Skarmory out from this range, and we take that game, putting us at our last game here. Empoleon might look like a pretty bad lead, but Empoleon is a very glassy Pokemon. We should be able to put it into very low range with, oh my goodness, and they swap into a Wigglytuff, and I think we know how this is going to go. Skarmory just going to Steel Wing all the way down. We can eat this Icy Wind for days, as the Wigglytuff just has no fast move pressure against us. Steel Wing, Steel Wing, Steel Wing, Steel Wing, Steel Wing, and what do they bring in here? They bring in probably the Empoleon to soak up this energy, as Empoleon is a Steel type, can resist these flying type attacks. We go straight for the Brave Bird. Why not? We can probably make it to another. Brave Bird number 1 coming through. And they have to go for the Hydro Cannon, as they don't want to take any more of that damage from the Brave Bird. We bring in the Escavalier, and the Empoleon cannot make it to another Hydro Cannon. Let's see what's in the bag. It is a Whimsicott. It looks like with Razor Leaf, we land the Acid Spray, and from here on out, it should be no problem for the Escavalier. We double resist those Razor Leafs, and it is looking to be a great final game on our 10-0 run. Opponent forfeits the match, and now we can go ahead and look at the beautiful ELO reveal at the end, collecting all these sets. Some rare candy, some Stardust sitting in front of us. We go for it, and boom, 30-53, letting us climb the legend. Overall, I really enjoyed playing this team. I felt like it had a lot of flexibility against basically all leads. You don't want to see electric type in the lead. You don't want to see grass in the lead. Like Whimsicott mostly, but if you are able to bait out a fire type in the back like the Turtonator, oftentimes either your Skarmory or your Escavalier can sweep, because both of those Mons have a great deal of charge move pressure to deal with the Turtonator. So yeah, good luck with your pushes. If you have any question on the team, please let me know down below. You can follow me on Twitch or Twitter at Nighttime Clasher if you guys want to catch me playing these battles live every night around 9 to 10 Central. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.